people see the growth, but they don't see the pressure that comes with it. And they don't realize that when things start moving, they tend to move all at once. The saying holds true. It happens not at all and then all at once. What is up, you guys? Sage here. I'm CEO and founder of Legacy Africa. And today we're going to talk about a couple of things that are going on in my life as a result of that explosion that happened. It's a hockey stick effect, you know. It's nothing at all. Ever so slightly, the momentum starts building up, and then boom, one thing picks up, the next picks up, the next, and it calls a season of sacrifice onto you. So right now, for me personally, a couple of hires are happening. The sales team's growing, media team is being established. Their partnerships developing. Opportunities are opening up as a result, and systems are being built. Meetings, speeches, momentum. Objectively, things are beginning to work, and this is a result of obviously the compounding effort. You know, you make one effort, it combines with another effort. You can keep plugging away from all angles every single day, and eventually things will hit. Especially if you're good, things will hit. And the the thing that I'm finding to be true now is that one door opens the other, and when one door opens the other across all the different verticals that you find yourself in, then again you start to feel the pressure, right? You start to feel the need to delegate things out. You ideally would have documented the process. I mean, I think I was very fortunate enough to have found the right people, even if it's on the internet, to guide me through certain stages, because I've always known to document processes. I've always known to build systems around the way that I do things, so that one day, you know, I've read the books Built to Sell. I've read the book A Lean Startup. I've read The E Myth. I've read Blue Ocean Strategy. Like you name it, man. All those buzzword books to read on that they talk about on the largest channels. I've read them all. Like I've heard them all. I've watched them all. I've studied them all. Bezos, your Mark, your Elon, Hormozy, Martell, Bet David, you name them. I've studied them. I've listened to hours upon hours upon hours of them speaking, and I've taken my notes. And so that is kind of what is that, in addition to the compounding of obviously my efforts, is what can predictably lead to certain things happening the way that I had called them many moons ago. And I'm right now in a position where I'm genuinely there's a certain level of confidence. Like I've outworked myself out to the point where there's a certain level of confidence I move with within engagements, and I'm like, bro, it's either you're gonna be a part of this, and you're gonna be one of the initial people that we work with at a higher level than we are now, or you're going to miss the train and you're going to want to come back around when either I no longer have the capacity or the price point is so high that you can't engage. You know, and it's literally those are the only options. It's either you win with us or you watch us win. Shout out to DJ Khaled, man. But yeah, so we're going to talk about what growth actually demands of you, what that kind of season means. And all in isn't aesthetic. It isn't good looking. I mean, okay, it doesn't feel as good as it looks. You know, I'm sure it looks fantastic when it's like, oh man, this guy's killing the game. Freaking this after this after this after that. And there's so many things happening in the background that I never even talk about in depth or detail, never even show on camera. And that's by design. And so seasons like this, when there's so much happening that you can see and so much that you can't, from my side, from the operator side, they require a lot of sacrifice. You know, I had a very hard conversation a couple of days ago with someone that I'm really close with about how I'm just not going to be able to spend the time anymore. I just don't have the time to spend in the season. Again, not forever. I'm not saying, yo, we can't be cool anymore, we can't talk anymore, we can't And although it pains me to do so, it's just that this is what the mission requires at this moment. Like I'm shifting my workout times. So last year, last year when the season was heavy rolling, I had the business of studying, doing this and that. Then there came a season where I was maybe eating once a day. That's and mind you, I'm a pretty I train, I work out, I'm quite strong, like reasonably athletically inclined person, and so eating once a day is a pretty steep hill to climb, a pretty big ask of a body that you put under so much stress, not only physically but the mental and the amount of calories you burn with that. But it's just when you get into that kind of season, those is the calls you have to make. Those are the decisions you have to. You're like, man, I don't have time. I don't have the time to be doing this thing, and my brain's gonna be clearer anyway from having less carbs in my system. Those are the kind of thought processes you get into when you're in a season like that. And so for me, right now, it is becoming that kind of a season where so much is packing up that I have delegated. You know what I'm saying? Like there is an existing sales team. There are advanced talks with a couple of people joining the media team from different fronts. From a photography lens, videography lens, design lens, content management lens. There's an entire team being built around that. And so hopefully you guys are going to be able to see a bit higher production when it comes to stuff like this, a bit more editing, a bit more, a bit more. I just want to do more. I want to do better for you guys, rather than these half asleep 11 o'clock on a Friday type videos that are barely coherent, barely following the topic statements, not filtered or edited at all. I think in terms of buying me back time to do the pre-work, the work that actually goes into this stuff, so that I can think about it, jot it down, make it coherent, make the editor's job a lot easier, but actually do start to produce a bit higher quality in that sense by taking off my plate some of the more menial, repetitive tasks that come with it. There's some clips that come from the long form. There's so much more that could be done that just isn't getting done purely because I'm doing everything by myself, and I don't have to be, and I don't need to be, and I shouldn't. I'm not at the stage when the horizon is so near in terms of realizing some um, undeniable numbers, yeah, in terms of the business. And so this season, it just requires, again, to make those hard calls, pull back from everything. You get up earlier, sleep a little bit later, and you make it happen. You keep pushing the dream, you keep talking about the dream, you build people around, you recruit people to the dream, you just force it into existence. It's a barbarian season. And by that I mean there's a book called Barbarians and Bureaucrats, and they talk about how organizations are usually formed by barbarians, meaning formed by the berserkers, the guys who hop on the ships, the Vikings hop on the ship, they jump out with their axe and they just take everything. They take everything. That's who builds the company, and then the bureaucrats, the people who do the type of stuff that I'm kind of uh, getting into now, or in the beginning stages of, where the teams are being built out, etc. Eventually I'm going to have multiple meetings, touch points, whatever, with my teams. That's more bureaucratic stuff. That's more systematization, uh, internally now, not necessarily as a service, but internally for us, where we're gonna have to adhere to our systems, processes, touch point cadences, etc. So I say that to say that before you get into that type of a season, in order to make that possible, it has to be very nose to the ground. Let's work. Let's make this thing happen. Let's force this dream into existence. And that just happens to be the season that we're in. So when momentum starts, you have to respect it. And that means a tighter schedule, it means less distractions, more intentionality, more pressure, more execution. Like purely, like just that. You just have to go harder. Stay up later, get up earlier, like move things, do whatever you have to do to make sure that, yes, you, for me, working out is very, very essential. Like it does a lot for me mentally. It does a lot for my mental clarity when attacking the day. It just does a lot for pulling me away from the, the day to day, the execution, like the business itself, and being in it. At least enough to breathe a little bit, take in everything that's going on, and reprioritize, restructure things in my head, and not react as emotionally as I otherwise believe I would. Um, because that there's just a certain level of energy that's been expended, etc. And so, still do those things, still do the things that give you those resets, um, but shift them the way that you have to, move them the way that you have to, in order to respect the game, because momentum is so hard to gain, so hard to gain. So when you have it, you have to respect it, and you respect it by going all in, by doubling down even further on all the things that have worked for you thus far. Continue to do those and make sure you execute on the promises that you've already made before you even think or talk about promises that you haven't made yet. And so a lot of people want the results, but few people are willing to enter the kind of season that is required in order to make those dreams a reality, in order to make turn those opportunities into conversions that bring more opportunities. And so we're no longer just working hard, we're building systems, we're building teams, execution layers, we're multiplying output. And so it's not just the number of cannonballs that we're multiplying, we're also trying to increase the number of barrels so that we can continue to fire at this dam from multiple different fronts and double down on the fronts, upgrade the cannons that we do currently have. That's the goal, and from an emotional perspective, it happens slowly and then all at once. It's years of confusion, obscurity, repetition, small wins that suddenly compound into visible momentum. And that's when the world starts coming around. That's when the people starts clapping. That's when people start to say they're proud. And it is those very same individuals that not too long ago would have told you that you're crazy. Would have told you that um, it's not worth pursuing. It's not worth going after. Very same people that would have discouraged you, and then they probably will again in the future when things don't look as bright as they do now. But you saw way, way back then before they did, and you see now even more than they're currently seeing. And know that it will work out. Know that uh, in the end, you will succeed. And if you have not succeeded, then it's not the end. Keep going. And so to close, some seasons require balance, other seasons require obsession. And if you're lucky enough to catch momentum, respect it, because opportunities don't stay open forever. We talk about success opportunities as if they're this massive uh, points that just existed and were there for the taking. But the truth is, they're called windows of opportunities for a reason. Very, very small gap in terms of execution where you have to take a risk. And with each risk, you'll find that the the only true risk is to stay the same. And the only true risk is to slowly bleed out and die. Or you could bet on yourself once more and give yourself a chance to live. Thank you guys for watching. If you're an entrepreneur, Legacy Africa, we provide support and scaling to SMEs within South Africa, specifically Port Elizabeth. Um, but if you want to join just the wider system, the wider network, Legacy Africa, links in the description box down below. If you're not an entrepreneur and you just enjoy the videos, thank you for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button. It really does help a lot. It means a lot to me. Yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Sage, standing on business. Signing off.